Hey guys, welcome back to Excel Tech. So I thought I'd make a video today to actually give everyone an update on how much we've actually made with the RTX3090 mining rig. And in addition to that, the last week or so, I've actually gotten 4 CPU mining rigs mining Raptoreum on 5900X Ryzens. So I'm giving everybody an update on how much we've actually made so far. So I'm still working on the video on how to build the CPU mining rig to mine Raptoreum. But in the meantime, I'm gonna actually give everybody an update on what's been happening so far, so that I can get consistent content out for everybody. So what we're gonna do today is look at how much we've actually made so far on our really small time mining operation here. So just to remind everybody, we've actually running 2 RTX3090 Asus TUF OC GPUs, and they're both running at about 120 megahash each. And we've been mining Shiba Inu coin on one of the actual GPUs, and on the other one we've been mining Ethereum since we actually installed it. So that was the second RTX3090. And the third thing that we have now are 4 5900X CPUs mining Raptoreum. So what we're going to do today is show everybody how much we've actually mined so far and the dollar value according to the current prices on coin market cap. So we've been mining Shiba Inu on our first RTX3090 GPU on unminable since the beginning. So the current value of this now, since we actually took the last payout, which I made a previous video on, there's a link to that in the description if you want to go and see that video. So we have not withdrawn anything, we've just been allowing it to accumulate over time. The next thing is our second RTX3090 GPU. So since we've installed it, we've actually been mining Ethereum on Flexpool. So what I want to show everybody here is that we did do a 3-day update initially after I installed the RTX3090, but now we're 17 days into it. And this is how much Ethereum we've actually mined in those 17 days. So the next thing is Raptoreum, and we've been mining on Flockpool since the 11th of December. And this particular wallet, we're mining with our 4 new 5900X AMD CPUs. And since the 11th of December, since we got it online, we've mined about this much. And on top of that, we've got our old 2 i7 CPUs on my desktop, plus the i5 CPU from the RTX3090 mining rig, mining away here to this second wallet. And we've made this much Raptoreum since the 4th of December. So basically what we're going to look at on CoinMarketCap is the price of Shiba Inu, Ethereum, and Raptoreum, and getting the prices that we're currently on today on the 18th of December 2021, and figuring out how much revenue we've made so far with all our mining rigs together. So I've made an actual spreadsheet. So let's look at our spreadsheet now. So on the 20th of November, we made a video on when we actually withdrew our first payment of Shiba Inu tokens. And according to the price that I looked at a particular time on that day, worked out to be 165 USD. I know in our video it came out to about 199 USD because we added in some additional Shiba Inu tokens that we had mined until the 29th of November. So the current value that we have unpaid to us since the 20th of November, as of today, the 18th of December, is 5.6 million Shiba Inu tokens. And according to today's price, which I already put in here previously, it's worth about 175.95 cents US dollars. So that's where we're at with our Shiba Inu. So Ethereum. So as of today, the 18th of December, the current value of Ethereum is 3,882 US dollars. And we've mined so far about 0.03088 Ethereum, and its current dollar value is about $119 US. And moving on to Raptoreum, as of today, at the current price of 0.02 cents per Raptoreum, and I've taken the total that we've mined on our flock pool, the payouts, currently at 1,062 Raptoreum, which is worth about $27. So what does that look like in total? So the value of our Shiba Inu at the moment is worth $175, and we've been mining, this current unpaid value has been mining for about 28 days. Okay, so that's close to a month. So I would say we would probably possibly get close to the $190 mark at the end of the month at the current price of Shiba Inu. And our Ethereum, after 17 days of mining, we've actually reached $119 US dollar value of our Ethereum at the moment. So we could probably hit around maybe possibly $200 US dollars at the end of the month. And our Raptoreum, after mining for 7 days on the new 5900X CPUs that we've actually set up, we've mined about $27 after 7 days, including the old i5 and i7s, but they're only contributing about 15 Raptoreum per day, not a lot, as opposed to the 5900Xs. The four 5900Xs are contributing about 120 Raptoreum per day. So if we multiply this by 4, we would probably get around possibly $100 US dollars at the end of the month. So currently where we're standing now is 323 US dollars in total revenue. Okay, so that's not profit, it's just revenue based on the tokens that we've actually mined. So I kind of want to advise everyone to kind of look at it in perspective, because just looking at the dollar value, you know, is a little bit dangerous, because the dollar value obviously is basically reflected in the current price of the tokens, right? So obviously if the token goes down, then the value of our total tokens is going to be less, you know. But if the tokens kind of go up in price, then the value of our tokens is going to go up. So it's going to really come down to, you know, what is your long-term goal, right? So if you're doing it purely for the revenue and the profit, then you've got to really look at what is the price every week, and possibly are you going to take out a portion of your tokens every week to kind of get a return on investment every week, or are you a long-term investor, right? So are you a long-term investor? Are you going to be mining this for the long term? Are you going to be holding these tokens for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, and then exchange your tokens after 2 years, 3 years for the long-term investment? So I'm not a financial advisor, so do not buy, sell, or trade any cryptocurrencies according to what I'm saying. So do your own research. And there's a lot of information out there in the world about how to invest. And I would say that investing, whether you're investing in stocks, whether you're investing in forex, or whether you're investing in crypto at the moment, there are some similar principles that apply in all kind of situations. So you have to know what type of investor you are. Are you basically a day trader, where basically probably at the end of every week you're going to take some of your revenue out and get a return on investment? If you're swing trading over longer periods of time, are you going to maybe say go over the 6 month or the 1 year and see hold the tokens for that period of time? Or are you a long-term investor? So if you're a long-term investor, for like people who invest in index funds, it's for long term, right? So if you're a long-term investor, then there's a different way of looking at all the cryptos. So if you're a long-term investor, you'd really have to do a bit of research on the particular asset or cryptocurrency that you're mining, because the long-term viability of the project is very important if you're a long-term investor, because you're looking at the credits of this particular project. Does it have long-term utility, like real world use cases and things like that? and how can it be applied in the real world? Can businesses actually use this token for business uses and making money in the real world? So all these long-term viability of the projects will really come down to, a lot of the times, its real world use case. So then if you're a long-term investor, you probably have to do a little bit more investigating into the asset that you're looking at, right? So some of the things that we're trying, like for example Raptoreum, I've just been doing research on YouTube. At the moment it's still very speculative because the project is very new. You're able to actually get a fairly positive kind of daily return at the moment with your CPUs mining this particular asset. But then you have to kind of make your own decisions, because you're speculating. Should we be taking a bit of exchanging a bit of it for real for a real world return now in the short term, every time, as opposed to holding onto this long term? So as a safety net, we could take what we're earning and exchange it into Ethereum token, and hold the Ethereum. So there's lots of different things that we can consider when we're mining these different coins, and obviously everyone's situation and circumstance is different, and so therefore, like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not advising anybody to do any of these things. But if you're going to really look into this, we need to do more education, and we need to do our own education. So definitely, look into more education on general investing, and obviously look into more education on the different, crypto projects. And, with the more information we have, the more prepared we are, the more prepared we are for changes, right? Or things that may happen down the track. Hopefully today's video has been helpful to everybody, and also to give everyone, an update on what's happening with the rig. And so we can see at the moment, we are actually making revenue. So I wouldn't call it profit yet because I haven't cashed out anything yet. So to me, myself, I kind of go by the philosophy of I feel like there's not a lot of point being capital rich, meaning that I have lots of assets that are worth a lot of money, but to me it's not really worth anything until I actually exchange it into cash, having cash flow. So this is something that you guys can look more into in terms of educating, in terms of general investing, right? You have capital investments and cash flow investments. So at the moment we're building up our capital. So we have the tokens we mined, and they have a particular value. So we're building up the capital value of our assets at the moment. And if we're holding this long term, we're hoping that these assets appreciate. Just like your house, you buy an investment house, you can wait the medium, the long term for the asset to appreciate, and it's worth more later down the track, and you can possibly sell that asset later on, right? And obviously there's lots of different tax things that are involved when you do capital gains, right? When your asset appreciates. So that's something you got to be aware of if you're going for capital gains. Like, as our asset appreciates, what are your tax, responsibilities in regards to that? And if you're going to go cash flow, then what are your tax responsibilities there? So these are the things that, although I realize that a lot of the online content talks about how much revenue we can make, but you really have to take into consideration that how much tax are you going to be paying on all this revenue or capital gains later down the track, right? So you should always prepare for that, right? So I'm not a tax accountant or anything like that, so I can't give anybody any financial advice. As a general education and sharing, you should always put away a certain percentage of your revenue or your assets, value, and put that away to be prepared to use that for your tax obligations. So I kind of always keep that in mind when I'm actually looking at the revenue. So, in Australia, we could pay up to 30 to 35% tax on our capital gains. So and please talk to your accountant, but this is just a very general value. So you would, if say today I cashed out this $323, I would put away 30 to 35% of that away, in my separate bank account or whatever you would like to do, and have that basically prepared to be your tax obligations. So although it's kind of cool to make money online through our mining setup, but be aware, wherever you are in the world, the revenue that we're making does not necessarily represent what is going to go into our pocket at the end of the day. So there's lots of things that we need to kind of think about if you're going to actually get into the crypto mining. And so it's probably going to be a lot less than we actually initially think it's going to be, but at the end of the day, we're still making additional income on the side. So I find at the moment I'm looking at it as a hobby, and I'm making a side hustle. So as I get more experienced and as I become more of an expert in terms of everything that we need to cover, aside from the equipment, aside from getting a high hash rate, the financial side of things, like our taxes, our capital gains, and all these things. So these are all the things that we need to think about, as we kind of get into this journey. So I hope everybody's enjoyed the video today. Please consider subscribing and liking to the channel. It really helps me to put out more content for everybody, as I see everybody wants to know more things about particular things. So leave a comment in the comments if you have a question, and we can cover that in future videos. So thanks for coming by, guys, and I'll see you in the next video, and I'll be updating everybody on those 4 5900X CPU miners that we've actually built already. So see you later, guys. Bye.